Most of us are living for today. Most of us are living to enjoy today. Most of us can't wait to get the next car. Most of us can't wait to remodel our kitchen. Most of us can't wait to remodel our house or get a bigger house, because that big house that we have right now is no longer big, even though we only have 2 kids and a dog, and one of the kids just left home, but still we need a bigger house. Most of us are very excited about stuff of this world. We're excited to go to dinner at the new restaurant. We're excited to go to the theater to see some show. We're excited to do a lot of things here. Things that are a waste of time. Things that won't last very long, even in the short life that we have. Most of us are living for this world. But that's also why most of us get depressed very quickly. Because this world constantly disappoints. You're constantly going to get to know people that are not going to be here forever. And that's why at times, like the situation that happened this past Shabbat, when there was a cold blood murder in a conservative temple of 11 born Jews, people are so emotional that they're having a very hard time even thinking about the truth, even listening to the truth, even considering the truth. We're distorting the facts so much that literally anyone that knows any Torah whatsoever, that has an ounce of Yirat Shamayim, he reviews this last couple of days and what people have been saying about this so-called temple or conservative shul, whatever you want to call it, and the people that died in it, and you compare what the Torah says about the same thing, he said, there must be 2 Torahs. It cannot be the same thing. It cannot be the same Torah. Why? Torah says that people that go against Hashem publicly and that are arrogant about it, To'ivat Hashem kol gvalev, all of the arrogant, all the gay pride, it's considered disgusting and abomination in Hashem's eyes. But everybody's like, no, they're kedoshim. What kedoshim? What kedoshim? What kedoshim? What are you talking about? Kedoshim? You know who Kadosh is? You know who the Torah calls Kadosh? Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva died for what? Al Kiddush Hashem. And they're saying these people, the homosexuals, that were given a Brit Milah to a Goy on Shabbat and drove to the Knesset on Shabbat, are in the same class as Rabbi Akiva. And this, and this is not, if it's coming from the Reform, who listens to them b'chlal? If it comes from the conservative, who listens to them b'chlal? Why? Because it's not dat Torah, it's their own opinions. But the sad part is, Rabotai, is that over the last couple of days, especially the last 24 hours, a number of emails, messages, and all types of phone calls and so on that I've been getting, and Rabbi Aderet has been getting, I'm sure, and Rabbi Zachi, I'm sure, has gotten, and anyone that has any little bit of emet in them, we're not getting them from the reformers and the conservatives. We're getting it from the so-called Orthodox. They're saying, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're a Chilul Hashem. I'm a Chilul Hashem. Why am I Chilul Hashem? I work for free for Am Yisrael to get people to do tshuva, come back to Hashem. How come I'm Chilul Hashem? What happened? What changed between yesterday and today? Oh, you said that these holy people that died, you said that it's Kiddush Hashem that it happened. I said, I didn't say it. Torah says it. Torah says it. Torah says, Mechalel Shabbat Mot Yumat. Can you give me a proof that what I said is wrong? Oh no, but this Rabbi Weinberger, he says that you're wrong. Well, did he give you a Torah source? Is there a Torah source for what he says? Or he says some rabbi told him that this and this. Okay, I heard what he said. There's no Torah source. There's no Torah source. If there's a Torah source that shows anything I've ever said in my life is wrong, I will be happy to make an entire lecture just about publicizing how wrong I am. No problem. But don't go tell me that these People that go and declare war against Hashem on a day-to-day basis in public nonetheless. Not that they're making sins like the rest of us in private because we're all a little bit of Reshaim once in a while. No! They do it in public. They're still proud of their actions. They go to Beit Knesset with their car with the homosexuality flag on the car. And you're going to call them in the same level as Rabbi Akiva? Hashem Yirachem, what level did we fall into? How Hashem is not destroying the world is beyond me. You're calling them in the same level as Rabbi Akiva? Rabbi Akiva? You know what happened to Rabbi Akiva? You know what Rabbi Akiva did? When he was in, the Gemara in Massacre says, when he was in prison, somebody, one of the Talmidim, would bring him food and water every day. Bring him food and water. Why? Because the Reshaim wouldn't even give him food and water. These Arurim, these Romans, wouldn't give him food and water. It said there's something you could arrange for yourself, food and water. So one of his Talmidim will bring him food and water. One day, no food. And just a little bit of water. I'm sorry, food, but just a little bit of water. So Rabbi Akiva says, okay, so I'm just going to drink. I'm not going to eat. Rabbi Akiva, you need to eat. No, I can't. Why? It's not enough water for me to do netilat yadayim. It's not the water that you gave me. It's not enough water to do netilat yadayim so I can eat the food you gave me. So I can't eat the food without netilat yadayim. It's not enough to netilat yadayim. Netilat yadayim, Rabotai, is a Rabbanan. It's not Moshe Rabbeinu who told us on Mount Sinai. Rabbi said, you should wash your hands. 3 on this hand, 3 on this hand. That's what his Talmid told him. I'm sorry to remind you, but the netilat yadayim is Rabbanan. It's a rabbinical mitzvah. It's not deoraita. It's not like, and anyway, you're in jail. You're anus. Rabbi Akiva looks at him. He says, Chas v'shalom, that I would ever go against even a single law for my dear friends and colleagues. Meaning, what do you mean? Rabbanan, deoraita. What are you talking about? It's all the same. It's all Hashem. He wasn't willing to eat in prison because he didn't have enough water to wash his hands. And you're going to put him that got his skin peeled off with a fork-like tool by these Reshaim Arurim, and in the middle of doing it, he's saying, Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohenu Adonai Echad. And the Gemara Massacre Brachot says, Ashrecha Rabbi Akiva, that your neshama left your body at Echad. They're peeling your skin. They're peeling his skin. Instead of saying, ow, instead of saying, stop it, instead of saying, Hashem, what? Scream. I want to scream. I didn't have it. What is he saying? He's saying Shema Yisrael. His Talmidim are saying, for the Rab, you could just say one word, kill everybody. You have the holy name. He goes, Chas v'shalom, I killed them. My whole life I've been waiting to fulfill the mitzvah. To fulfill the mitzvah of what? To love Hashem with all my soul. All my money, I did. All my heart, I learned Torah every minute. As soon as I discovered Torah, I learned 80 years. But to learn it with all my soul, I was scared my whole life. How am I going to fulfill this mitzvah? Now I have the opportunity to fulfill the mitzvah of loving Hashem with my soul itself, and you want me to ruin it? You want me to consider the fact that I'm dealing with agonizing pain, that they're peeling my skin off? Who has time to consider such things? And you're going to put him that died on Shema Yisrael, from Israel, in the same class as a homosexual? To'evat Hashem? Go'al nefesh? Busha v'chirpa to all these rabbis that are supporting this. Busha v'chirpa. Busha v'chirpa. You're putting him in the same class? This is Chilul Hashem. If what they did in Pittsburgh is not enough Chilul Hashem, what the Orthodox, so-called Orthodox, that are defending them, that's Chilul Hashem. It's a much bigger Chilul Hashem. You're putting them in KEDOSHIM to you, Aldik. Rabotai, there's only one emet. If you don't like it, look for a different religion. Look for a different religion. At least be kind enough not to call it Torah. At least be kind enough to say, you know what? It's not for me, this Judaism. Why? It requires truth, and I'm a liar. So I can't handle truth all the time. I want to be a liar, like most of humankind. So it's not for me, this Judaism. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to become a Sadducee. Don't call it Judaism. Call it something else. And if you don't have, you say, no, I like Judaism. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. I like it. Okay. But what you're saying is tough. Okay. It's tough. Is it true, though? Does it have a halachic background? Does it have a halachic support? Yes. You don't like it. It hurts your heart a little bit. Your cousin died. Your uncle died. Your uncle could have died. Whatever, all the things that it affects you, you're biased a little bit. Be quiet. It's tough for you? No problem. Be quiet. Don't say yes. Don't say no. Don't say I support. Don't say I go against. Be quiet. Is it so hard to be quiet? Rabotai, all of those people that are saying anyone that died because they're a Jew is considered someone that died on Kiddush Hashem simply did not learn the actual halacha. He read it on Google. He read it on Google, maybe on yeshiva.com. He saw an article and somebody said, oh look, somebody died on Kiddush Hashem, and he uses that as the halacha. But if you look at the Rambam very clearly says that in order for someone to die on Kiddush Hashem, it's not that they have to die because they're a Jew. Plenty of Jews die every day. What every person that ever, every Jew that ever died in a war died in Kiddush Hashem? They're all in the same class as Rabbi Akiva and his friends? So why is Rabbi Akiva mentioned in Gemara and they're not? Why don't we start a new Gemara? 2,000 years of Mesirut Nefesh. Everyone died in Kiddush Hashem. Look at the halacha. What's the halacha said? He has to die for the Torah and mitzvot. Meaning he didn't die because he's a Jew only. He died because he protected the Torah and mitzvot. Because the Jew is born a Jew. He didn't pick and choose to be a Jew for the most part, unless he converted. And that's a minority anyway. And that same Jew could have been a Mechalel Shabbat yesterday. Could have been a homosexual today. Could have been an idol worshiper today. She's telling me because somebody shot him in the face. Because he was posing naked on the internet, and someone doesn't like people who pose naked on the internet. He's like, oh, I'm going to kill him because I don't like Jews. So that guy died in Kiddush Hashem? He's in the same class as Rabbi Akiva? What's the matter with people today? Have you lost your minds? Have you lost any sense of honesty whatsoever? Is money that important to people that you simply cannot determine the truth from the sheker? There's no difference anymore. It's busha. As I said on Sunday, we're not celebrating anybody's death. You're not even supposed to celebrate the death of a goyim. You're not even supposed to celebrate the death of the Reshaim. No one is celebrating any death. No one wants anyone to die. No one wants anyone to even get hurt. But there is emet. The emet doesn't change. You cannot change the status of a Jew just because he died. You cannot change the status of a person just because maybe it makes you feel better. Oh yeah, he died in Kiddush Hashem, this idol worshiper, so he's going to Gan Eden. You decide he's going to Gan Eden? Hashem has to check with you, he's going to go to Gan Eden? He lived his whole life against Hashem. His whole life he was vocal about him going against Hashem, but because you're saying he died in KEDOSHIM, you're deciding. You're the Bet Din of Lamata. You're deciding he's going to the same Gan Eden as Rabbi Akiva. Unfortunately, Rabotai, even the people that know the truth have a very, very hard time grasping everything we just said. And the reason why is because emotions are flying wild. Emotions are all over the place. No one likes to see anyone, even semi-related to them, a distant relative, even someone that they went to high school with, die. I already know a bunch of people from my high school class, graduating class, that died. Every time I think about it, it makes me sad. No one wants anyone to die. But you cannot change the truth because of that. The truth is, Rabotai, if you live according to the Torah, death is not such a bad thing. Death is not such a bad thing. Why? All you're doing is going from this stop to a much better one, to your destination. If you lived according to the Torah, you've completed your job, and Hashem is now going to give you a handsome, eternal reward. Death is not necessarily such a bad thing. It may be a horrible thing for the people left behind because they're going to miss you. That's obvious. It may be a horrible thing for the difficulty that's left behind now that you're missing from the world. But for you yourself, it's not such a bad thing if you lived according to the Torah. If you didn't, then death is a horrible thing. Because now your troubles are just beginning. Now that's not Yaron Reuven deciding this. That is the 13 principles of faith, which if you do not believe or agree with, you by definition are considered a heretic that cannot be counted as a Jew. The 13 principles of faith say that there's schar ve'onesh. There's reward and there's punishment. If you do not believe in reward and punishment, you have a very serious problem. So for all of those so-called orthodox people that do not like to think of Hashem as a punishing being, as a punishing entity, surprise, surprise, you, my friend, are less Jewish than you think. Because in order to be Jewish, you must believe that there is reward and punishment. You must. So if you're saying Hashem doesn't punish people in this world because they're homosexuals, Hashem doesn't punish people because they're heretics, Hashem doesn't punish people because they're intermarried, He doesn't punish them. So when does He punish them? Because no one wants to believe in Gehenom either. Because the Rabbi said that Gehenom is only embarrassment. So that means that the guy that's an idol worshiper, a homosexual, a whatever other type of sinner, he can do whatever he wants. Mechales Shabbat, he can do whatever he wants his whole life. And the other guy is learning Torah from morning to night. And they both go up to Shamayim. Say, okay, you kept Torah? Okay, Gan Eden. What'd you do? Oh, you didn't keep Torah? You didn't keep Shabbat? Oh, you were homosexual. Okay. Oh, you went with dogs too. Okay. Oh, you were an idol worshiper also. Okay. You killed some people. Wow, Hitler and you. Okay. You know what? We're going to put you where Hitler used to be. We're going to put you in the same department Hitler used to be. But since it's Gehenom doesn't really exist, we're just going to make fun of you for like an hour. We're going to make fun of you to embarrass you a little bit. So you cry, and then you go to Gan Eden right next to the guy that just came. Did you see the guy just passed? He went to Gan Eden. You're going to go with him. Just get to know him now. Say, I'll see you in a few minutes. Come, we're going to embarrass you a little bit. Don't take it personally so much. Don't cry so much. Just we got a few jokes. What do people think? This is what people think. Even as a secular person, with any mind whatsoever, you cannot think such a stupid thing. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to stick to the emet, because the emet obligates us. It obligates us to change. And if you're not willing to change, that's one thing. But to stop other people from changing, to make fun of people that are influencing others to change, that just means you're an evil person. Doesn't mean that you're anything good at all. It means you're evil. Why? Because you want everyone to stay losers just like you. You don't want to change. You don't want to progress. You don't want to succeed. That's your business. That's your business. But you stopping others from progressing, you stopping others from going to Gan Eden, you stop others from moving forward and becoming better, you're evil. And this is what every single person that likes to make comments on the internet going against the Torah, that doesn't agree with their sad reality, they need to think about this. What's the point? What is the point of this comment? Oh, so I'm trying to influence other people to not follow the Torah? Why? What does it bother you that other people are getting more religious? What does it bother you that other people believe in Gan Eden and Gehinnom? Why does it bother you? It only bothers people because it reminds them that if everybody else does tshuva, they're going to be the only loser left behind. And no one wants to be the last one. Misery likes company. That's why the Gemara says Gehinnom continues to grow. A lot of losers there.